Carolina Panthers at home, week 2 of the season, taking on the 1-0 New Orleans Saints, whose defense could be more than enough to get them their second win.
Gets rid of it, and it's intercepted! Marshawn Lattimore!
Saints D flexed big in week 1 and now set their sights on a rookie QB who had a rough introduction to the NFL. Bryce Young, 146 yards, a TD against 2 picks, under 4 yards per attempt, a rating under 50.
Young throws, and it's intercepted!
New Orleans believes their defense is even tougher than Atlanta's. They dominated Tennessee's offense, held Ryan Tannehill to a 28.8 rating, under 200 yards, 0 TDs, 3 picks.
Tannehill to the near sidelines, that's Pitts! Third Tannehill interception!
Saints saw Tannehill throw to D-Hop 13 times, held him to 65 yards, 7 catches.
Guns over the middle, broken up. Marshawn Lattimore and DeAndre Hopkins. That's a fun battle.
Will Young have time? The Saints' pass rush against the Panthers' line is a mismatch on paper at the very least. Young faced pressure 37.5% of his dropbacks. They'd like to get that below 30 this week.
The blitz is on. And Young is sacked.
But Pete Pounding faithful know their O-line was a question mark coming in, and now they face an even stronger pass rush than they did in week 1.
Tannehill eats it, which might be the wise move there.
New Orleans comes in off a 3-sack, 10 QB hit, 45 pressure rate outing. Trent would tell you, 30 plus is good, but 40 plus is kind of money.
Surrounded in the pocket and is brought down. And there's Cameron Jordan.
Panthers have to deal with Cam Jordan, of course, half a sack last week. Curtis Granderson, sack and a half last week.
Tannehill's driven back. Carl Granderson.
I know it's Carl, but since I mix up Dante and Dexter Fowler, I'm covering for future slips. Carolina ended up throwing 38 times, still taking 32 tokes, so the Saints' run defense skills will be tested plenty. Miles Sanders, Panthers debut, over 70 yards for a run.
Miles Sanders gets a first down, going out of bounds across midfield.
Chuba Hubbard gave him 60 yards on 6.7 a carry.
And Hubbard bangs through a first down up to the 38-yard line.
So what's that duo staring at? New Orleans held Derrick Henry to 4.3 a run, 63 yards. I say held because holding Henry to 4.3 is solid work.
But it's Henry who gets the give, and surrounded. Davis throws him down.
While the Saints would take more of that from their D, they'd like a little more out of their O. It wasn't that it was a dud. The Panthers take on a Derek Carr who went for over 300 yards, over 9 yards per attempt, that's healthy, and a mid-90s rating.
Carr finds the escape valve, it finds a target, Chris Olave.
Panthers have to slow a 3-headed wide receiver attack. Chris Olave, 8 catches, over 110 yards to start his 2023.
Carr examines that zone. Second launch, gets it right in stride to Olave.
Rashid, I feel the need for Shaheed speed, 5 catches, 89 yards, and a TD.
Launches, caught, touchdown, New Orleans.
And who is this guy? Michael Thomas, 5 catches, 61 yards, didn't leave the field hurt.
As Carr on first down, going immediately to work, the veteran Mike Thomas, he hauls it in for a big chunk.
The Panthers secondary they take on didn't face many passes in week 1. Shouldn't be the case this week, though. They gave up a rating over 110 to Desmond Ridder, allowed him to complete 15 of his 18 throws, but they only gave up 6.4 an attempt, only 115 yards. Pass defense wasn't the problem.
Pass is caught. He's got a first down, Kyle Pitts.
Carr may not have to worry about Carolina's star cornerback J.C. Horn either. He left hurt. Not having him would not help the situation for the Panthers, so track that one. Panthers' pass rush should be able to pester Carr. He took 4 sacks, that's a lot. He got hit 8 times, that's a lot. Pressured over 50% of his dropbacks. That's absurd.
Carr steps up and is chased down.
Carolina's Brian Burns could take advantage of that absurdity. Started his season off with a bag and a half.
You see Burns coming off that left-hand side and he gets a little tomahawk chop.
Panthers enter the contest off a 4-sack outing. Only 22 dropbacks too, so that's impressive. Saints O-line also having to slow Frankie Louvu and Derek Brown.
Brian Burns and Derek Brown, you hear those names a lot and you will all year.
New Orleans' offense was pretty balanced in week 1, but their run game didn't produce much. Jamal Williams didn't get any chances to celebrate in the Kringleberry style. 2.5 a run on 18 chances, just 45 yards.
Williams gobbled up. There is a flag down. But the Titans get the stop.
He faces a defense that was susceptible to runners, though. Carolina allowed 5 or more yards per carry to both Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier.
With room, another big hole, another first down. Working his way across midfield.
NFC South Ball. It's the first game of a Monday Night Football doubleheader. You know the drill. Add the written component to this preview. It should include your prediction with a score to fire up the opposition. 30-13, get the football out of here. Panel of 10, what do you got for us?